It is a dangerously cold night ahead across central and eastern Kentucky as thermometers threaten zero and wind chills go even deeper into negative territory.
We talked to school leaders about what they'll consider before deciding if it's too cold to send students to school.
What a state senator told us about being arrested in Frankfort just hours after the 2015 legislative session began.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening to you, and thanks for being here with us. Dangerously cold air has arrived in the bluegrass, and we have declared a WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day to keep you informed.
As cold as those temperatures are right now, the wind chills are even worse. We have team coverage tonight, and we begin with our chief meteorologist, Chris Bailey. He's tracking this Arctic blast. Chris?
Yeah, guys, as you mentioned, it is getting colder, literally now by the minute. The sun is setting. We have the clearing skies. Let's check on the current conditions in Lexington. 10 degrees out at Bluegrass Airport, but look at the wind chill. It feels like it is now 8 below zero in Lexington, still with a couple of snow flurries that are flying around. 8 below is what you should be dressing for if you're going out in Lexington as of right now. Other thermometers across the land now dropping toward the single digits. 8 above in Covington, 9 down in Jackson with a lot of 10s sprinkled in there, and literally just a few minutes from now you're going to see your back porch, your car thermometers dropping into the single digits. It feels like it is 11 below zero now into Covington, 7 below here into Richmond, and again 8 below in Lexington for a wind chill. As we go through the evening, those numbers will begin to deepen toward negative territory, anywhere from 5 to 15 below zero. Northern Kentucky could even flirt with a 20 below zero wind chill at some point later tonight and early tomorrow morning. Those are dangerously cold wind chills you don't want to mess with. Exposed skin in just a matter of minutes with a wind chill that's greater than -5, -10, you can have some frostbite issues if you're out for an extended period of time. Now, tomorrow afternoon, the numbers will improve just a little bit with single-digit wind chills showing up. It's a wind chill advisory for the entire state that does continue. So a quick update on the cold blast. Snow showers ending across the east, single digits this evening, but it feels like 10 below, and tomorrow morning we're going to wake up to -5 to +5 on your thermometer. But, guys, it's going to feel a whole lot colder than that. I've got another Arctic blast that shows up on Friday. We'll track that with the hour-by-hour forecast in about 10 minutes.
And because of that, many school districts have already canceled classes for tomorrow because of the cold weather. Keep checking the bottom of your screen for an updated list.
Leaders of other school districts say there are many things they consider before deciding if it is too cold for students to go to school. Garrett Weimer continues our First Alert Weather team coverage.
To teach or not to teach? That is the question. When it comes to winter weather, it's not just the snow that can cause problems for school systems.
When it gets in single digits, it's really difficult to have school. Kids standing out, and just a few minutes can be frostbitten, even when they're wrapped up pretty good.
Very cold temperatures in the forecast are forcing administrators to decide whether or not to have class.
I wish I could say that it's an exact science and that we have a pat formula for making those decisions.
Administrators say they make those decisions on a case-by-case basis, erring on the side of caution. Here in Bourbon County, school is already canceled for tomorrow. It's a decision the superintendent says she went ahead and made to help parents make arrangements if they need to, just because the forecast was not getting any better the longer they waited. The cold can cause problems for the buses, but administrators say the main thing is they don't want kids to be out in the cold temperatures. Still, it's a decision they often have to weigh carefully because of the consequences.
We want to be very sensitive to the needs of the kids and to the experiences that they're having waiting for buses and walking to school. But at the same time, we don't want to be frivolous in terms of taking a weather day if we don't absolutely need to.
After all, Wright says no one wants to be going to school still when the sun is shining this summer. Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
And as you know, many school districts build days into the calendar that can be used to make up missed days. For example, Bourbon County has 5.
It is bad timing on bitterly cold days like this. Some drivers ended up stuck along Kentucky roads today because their cars broke down. and the wait for help can be difficult in this weather. So our Sam Smith rode along with the Safe Patrol as they checked on stranded drivers.
If a car is spotted parked on the shoulder, operator Gary Moss will get a closer look. If it's empty, it gets a green sticker. If it's not,
You having trouble?
Yep. Don't know what got an issue. It started back in Louisville.
he asks how he can help.
What you want to do?
Jack up this front end and see if it's a brake.
This is what Safe Patrol operators do every day of the week, year-round.
Oh, that wind cold. Whew. Freeze, you hitting you in the face.
Operators do not want drivers to be stranded in the freezing cold, and they're equipped to handle a variety of car problems.
I mean, they're giving the people hands flats. You stop and assist with that. We also carry water and antifreeze.
Everything that a Safe Patrol operator can do is free. The only thing that'll cost a driver is if a tow truck is needed.
This guy has a tow truck en route.
This driver's car was stopped because he ran out of gas. Fortunately, he only had to wait about 15 minutes before Moss arrived, and he was given a gallon of gas.
All right, appreciate it. Take gas station.
Thank you.
All right, yes, sir.
Moss will do whatever he can to help out a driver, and when it's this cold, he'll even let you inside his truck.
They're welcome to get in here and warm up.
In Franklin County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Well, that is a great sight to see if you're stranded, for sure. The Safe Patrol helps drivers on every interstate and parkway in Kentucky.
Kentucky utilities leaders say they are ready for this Arctic blast. They say they plan for cold snaps every winter, so they make sure that all of their equipment is in good shape to prevent power outages from increased usage. And they say you can still save energy at your home by making sure that your doors and windows are sealed.
The key is in keeping the house warmer is that you want to make your furnace not have to work as hard as it would have to if there's a lot of cool air in the house. Because the more the furnace works, the more energy you're consuming and the higher your bill is going to be.
KU officials also suggest keeping your thermostat in the upper 60s if that is comfortable for you. That way it saves energy and saves you money.
Some snow fell in eastern Kentucky today, but for now, Magoffin County's road department is not up and running. Magoffin County Judge Executive Doc Hardin says a dispute between him and the fiscal court left the department with only a foreman. Hardin says he nominated people to fill vacant positions, but county magistrates would not approve them. So for the next 2 weeks, Hardin says no one will be clearing roads or fixing problems there. He says if a major winter storm hits, he will issue an emergency order to hire the workers. Stay with WKYT for continuing coverage of this cold weather. You'll also find the latest closings, delays, and weather information on WKYT.com.
Just hours after the 2015 legislative session began, police arrested a Kentucky state senator. Police charged Senator Brandon Smith with DUI after a traffic stop in Frankfort. Smith, a Republican, represents the 30th district in southeastern Kentucky. Today, Jordan Valines asked Senator Smith about his arrest.
A House representative for 7 years and a state senator for the past 6. Senator Brandon Smith has made headlines for his views on climate change and energy, but a recent incident has him now making headlines for something else. Senator Smith was arrested just after 9 o'clock Tuesday night. Police say they initially pulled him over for traveling at 65 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone. The police officer said when he went up to Smith's car, he could immediately smell alcohol on his breath. Smith was back at work Wednesday, where we caught up with him after the Senate session.
Everybody knows that there's always two sides of a story.
To try and get his side.
I've never been arrested in my whole life. I've never had any kind of trouble, and you just can't all of a sudden change overnight.
And although he acknowledged the incident,
stuff like this is, sensational, and obviously it makes news. It's not very comfortable in our families, but we don't really get to choose that.
His attorney had already advised him to stay quiet.
I have a guy that's helped me go through all the legal side of it, and he says that the best thing to do is be quiet. And it's difficult.
But he did say that this one incident shouldn't overshadow his entire career.
If it was, some sort of a pattern here, I could see that, but people know it.
In Frankfort.
And they know what kind of legislators we are.
Jordan Valines.
Records in here on the floor speak louder than anything else we see out here on camera.
WKYT.
Senator Smith's district includes parts of Bell, Breathitt, Johnson, Leslie, Magoffin, and Perry counties.
Tonight, we're learning more about what investigators think led to a deadly shooting at a Winchester apartment building. Police say that 19-year-old Amber Cottle died last month when a stray bullet came through her ceiling and hit her. Police later made 4 arrests, and during a hearing today, detectives testified about some of the evidence in this case. Victor Puente has the update.
3 of the people charged in the death of 19-year-old Amber Cottle had preliminary hearings scheduled today. Aaron Staley's and Lamont Wilkerson's were postponed until next week, but Lillian Barnett's took place. A detective testified that at first she told him she had no involvement with the shooting.
She gave me an initial story that her and Lamont were smoking cigarettes at Hillcrest, and 2 men approached them, one needing to go to the hospital.
But he says she later changed her story and admitted to driving Staley, Wilkerson, and Christopher Robinson to Hillcrest Apartments, where they forced their way inside.
He opens the door. He observes 3 black males, all wearing ski masks. They bum rush the door, for lack of a better term. They're all 3 trying to get inside.
During the robbery, 19-year-old Amber Cottle, who lived in the apartment below, was hit by a bullet and killed. Until today, police hadn't released a motive for the shooting.
They all agree that they had formulated a plan to rob Justin Meadows of marijuana they believed he had on hand at the apartment.
Police say Barnett drove Robinson to the hospital, then drove everyone else home. They say she joked about the shooting with a witness.
Cooperating witness says that Ms. Barnett has made a joke about that they are going to see her, as in Barnett and Wilkerson, on the news. Their pictures on the news.
Along with Cottle and Robinson, Justin Meadows and another man in his apartment were also shot. They survived their injuries. The judge decided there was enough evidence to send Barnett's case on to the grand jury. In Clark County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
The 4th suspect, Christopher Robinson, was released from UK hospital and arrested yesterday, but police say he had to go back to the hospital last night.
More than 100 people will be losing their jobs at a central Kentucky plant while that company is cutting back.
Bitterly cold air continues to push into the Bluegrass State. Coldest is yet to come, and we'll slowly track the snow showers on out of the Bluegrass State. But for how long? I've got another Arctic front that shows up just ahead.
A central Kentucky plant plans to scale back its operations, eventually cutting more than 100 jobs.
Officials with Aventor Performance Materials in Paris say they will cut back manufacturing operations over the next 2 years. The plant will only focus on operations related to the company's materials business unit. Officials say the move is part of an overall effort to make the company more efficient. The plant plans to cut 150 positions in the next 2 years.
We're tracking a crime alert in Pulaski County tonight. Police are looking for a bank robber. Police say the man seen in this surveillance picture robbed the First and Farmers Bank in Burnside about 2 o'clock this afternoon. Burnside police say the man walked into the bank, showed a weapon, and demanded money. No one was hurt. Police brought in K-9 units and a helicopter, but so far they have not been able to find the robber.